Sally Carter, Groom Lake, Dreamland, Brown Star, Blackjack Team. Blackjack Control is at Edwards Air Force Base in that facility. I know where all these are, maybe the most of them. Roulette Team, Aquatech, Sea Spray. This is near the top of the document that I gave to President Obama and his Secretary of Defense, Bob Gates, and his new CIA director. It is also a document that I shared with a man, an admiral, who was J2, the head of intelligence for the Joint Chiefs of Staff, intelligence director, an admiral. And when he found, I'm not going to say which one, but he found through this document that he had never seen and had no access to, an operational program inside his command at the Joint Staff level that he knew nothing about. Now this is the admiral in charge of intelligence for the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America, knew nothing. He called them up. Now he told me this personally. I took Edgar Mitchell, the astronaut, into this meeting because I was sharing this information with Edgar Mitchell back then before he came public. And one of these operations was under his command, and he called them up and he said, I am Admiral so-and-so, and I want to be read into this project. Read into means brief. It's military speak. And you know what happened? The people on the other end of the phone said, yes, Admiral, we know who you are, but we cannot discuss this with you. You do not have a need to know. And he was furious, and he said, God damn it, if I don't have a need to know, who does? I'm the head of intelligence for the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And they said, sir, we cannot discuss this with you any further. Click, cut the line, blocking. Such are the things I have witnessed. This criminal enterprise that has kept this secret is a threat to the survival of the human race and of the earth. And you need to understand that the majority of people, even in the military establishment in America, and in the Senate Intelligence Committee, and in the White House, do not have access to these projects, and when they learn of them, they are either threatened or blocked. So this is a serious problem. And this is why the President of Spain, if he is listening, and the President of France, and Great Britain, and China, need to gather together with Mr. Obama and show him some sympathy because the situation is dire in America. And say, we will stand shoulder to shoulder with you if you will step forward with us and end the secrecy and get these projects under control and bring out the promise of these new technologies, and we will restart our civilization on a sustainable path. Now, they may not do it. If they don't do it, guess what? It's gonna happen anyway. We have reached the final countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, tilt, of this civilization behaving the way it has. And in its transformation, we're going to see a civilization that will no more resemble today than today resembles 10,000 years ago when there were cavemen. That is how much change is imminent, and it will happen rather quickly. So fasten your seatbelts because we're going on a ride together. The people of the leadership of the world ultimately need our guidance. They need our prayers, but they need our insistence.
Wow. So we'll just leave it at that clip. To watch that entire presentation, it's there for you on YouTube. Just type in the doctor's name and what we mentioned before, Exopolitics Summit 2009, Barcelona. It'll pop right up.
Right. And he has his own little group that he goes out, I think, to Mount Shasta, and he actually meditates and summons the UFOs. Would you say creates a vector for them to come
Yeah, if you just watch that entire presentation, towards the end, he actually shows slides from all his spots. He has like a dozen or so different spots, from Mount Shasta to Gulf Breeze, Florida, and all the places that he does with a group of anywhere from 20 to 50 people. They go out there and they basically summon UFOs, make contact, and he does a little remote viewing, and he actually vectors the UFOs to him. And it's just amazing, some of the sightings and things he's picked up by doing this.
And I believe anyone can join him. Just look up his site, and he'll usually announce when he's having his next meeting. And I hope to connect with him soon, especially if he's coming up to Gulf Breeze, because that seems like a nice little spot, not too far from us to have to meet with him. He does have, like I was saying earlier, a plea for us to connect with contact our president, senators, and our congressmen. And there is going to be a link on the site where you can actually look up who your senators and congressmen are and how to connect with them. And is there a little letter there asking? Generally, that's what they do. They help you with this little letter,
and Stephen Grier's website, one of his many websites, is the disclosureproject.org, and you could opt into his list, and you could probably find these documents on his website as well. But this is an email that he sent out to his list, so if you're subscribed, you got this letter, and I just found it very interesting and very relevant and very important, and I'd just like to read it. In order for you to get the actual documents which he has, which is the Obama briefing intro letter and a PDF, just go to his website, and also the Obama briefing introduction.pdf, which he basically gave to President Obama, the CIA. But let me just read the email real quick, and if you find it of interest, please, just participate, because we could really make change here. I think disclosure could be on the tip of, the light, shining through here, people getting the info we deserve. But this is what it says. Dear friends of Disclosure, 9 months after the inauguration of a new and potentially transformative American president, we await significant progress on official disclosure on the UFO ET subject. While the UK, France, Denmark, Brazil, and other countries around the world have increasingly opened their official government files, the US is found lagging behind her sister nations. This is, in large, because up until now, the president has been denied access to such files. The so-called Majestic Group illegally compartmentalized their secret operations away from the presidential and congressional oversight. This secret satellite government, which is transnational and answers only to itself, must now answer to the people and to this new president. As you can see from the attached summary of the special presidential briefing, it's called the SPB, that we have provided to the president and to his senior military and intelligence team, the full briefing contains detailed information on the projects, project code numbers, names, corporations, locations, etc. associated with the UFO ET subject. The full briefing is too lengthy to release at this time. In short, the president now has the key information that he needs to act. The president must now engage in executive action to oversee, control, and direct these operations for the benefit of the American people all around the world. The SPB has also been provided to the head of state of at least one G7 country, senior members of Congress, and other key government officials via known and reliable points of contacts directly to these leaders. Now is the time for we, the people, to be heard. Please write these leaders and ask that they act now, as they are sworn to do on our behalf. Please write to the President, to your 2 U.S. Senators, and to your member of Congress and ask, number 1, that President Obama investigate the matter, gain proper control over these operations, end for once and forever the secrecy surrounding the UFO subject, and work with other nations to quickly coordinate an official disclosure. 2, that President Obama stand down